yeah. That was sick. Sick.
So, since I put this car together almost 2 years ago, I believe, I have been satisfied with it. I've put 15, almost 20,000 miles on the car. It is a tank. I would drive it across the country today if I had to, so that is why I feel like right now, if any time, would be the time to sell it. On top of the car just finally looking good, it's finally one color. Still, of course, a 15-footer, 10-footer maybe. But it is a drift car. It's an honest car. It's very unique. It has an M3 kit, which is not unique, I know, and arc gates. So not very unique, but on a serious note, it does have some cool stuff like the wood trim and the cold weather package cloth manual seats and the magma interior. The list goes on. It's a very unique car. I'll be really sad to see it go, but the whole other part of this is like, in order to move on and graduate into the next car, you've got to sell something. I mean, in a perfect world, I can keep everything, but that's not the position I'm in, as well as that's not the position most people are in, so gotta let go of some cars. It's still a platform for someone else to build upon, but it's a presentable enough car that it could be daily driven. I mean, I've driven it, daily driven it for months at a time, and yeah, so I just hope it treats the new owner right, and I know it will. I just hope it's enjoyed as much as I enjoyed it. I mean, building the car is really what I enjoyed. But anyways, we're gonna talk about it in the rest of the video. Justin just got here with the blue E36. So we got not one, but two E36 sales in one day is the goal. So we'll see what happens. This car looks so much better when it's wet outside. Avis Blue 328IS and Frankenstein 325IS. And 2 less E36s. But when opportunity strikes, we'll see what happens. Drift car is sold. Like I said before, I think I mentioned not one, not two, but 3 vehicle transactions in one day. Definitely a record. Yeah, so we're gonna go pick up the 4Runner. I sold it to a buddy like 2 years ago. Actually, even longer than 2 years ago. Probably closer to 3. And I'm gonna buy it back. He did a few things to it, so we'll go over that at some point. Probably not in this video, but kind of doing this treacherous drive along the coast. No cell phone service. Justin is towing with his new Duramax. All right, that is the 4Runner, transaction 2 out of 3. I'm waiting on the buyer for the blue E36. They're like on their way right now. But finally, got my 4Runner back. I'm gonna make a whole video on this in itself. It's not really able to film because it has been storming all day, and you know, haven't driven this in quite some time, so didn't have the camera out. The slowest vehicle probably to date now that it has 33s on it. So it is a dog. I could not imagine owning one of these as an automatic. Luckily this is a 5-speed manual. We'll go over it at some point. But this is a good rig that I have wanted to buy back. I'm bummed that I sold it in the first place, but I'm happy because my friend Tyler, who I purchased the car from, funny enough, we have like the same initials and everything, and I sold the car to him like 2.5 years ago. He sold it back to me. And who knows, I may sell it back to him at some point again. But yeah, he took good care of it. He did a ton of work, new clutch, some new suspension stuff, lift kit, 33s, the list goes on. So I'm happy to have it back and with all the cool stuff now. So anyways, saying goodbye, one last final look at this E36. It did great at Thunder Hill. Justin drove this thing pretty hard, did not overheat, no issues. In fact, still got a lot of tire left. And again, interior on this car, ever since I did a little bit of fixing, you know, with the seats and stuff and the steering wheel and all that other stuff, looks a lot better. Definitely much more that it needs, but I got it on the lift here so that if these guys want to check it out fully, they can inspect it and we'll put it up in the air. But I'm just waiting for them to show up. So long as they buy it, this will be 3 transactions in one day, which is a crazy, crazy record, I feel like, for me. I mean, 1, you know, whatever, but 2, okay, that's, you know, normally I think I've only done 2 transactions in one day, like another time when I sold a car and bought a truck or whatever. But this, 3 in one day. It's been a long day. I don't know if you can hear how bad that wind is, but it is storming like crazy. I'm just happy to be close to home and not out driving anymore. But this should free up some funds and some space. Hopefully I can buy the next step or the next build sooner than later. I'm hoping for like sometime early 2025. I'm not necessarily in a rush. I have the E30. I'll do a quick update. I have just continued to chip away at this, like disassembling. I got this steering rack here. It is a just non-M steering rack out of this E36. So the ratio, instead of 4 turns to lock, would be 3.4 turns to lock. So that is the first mod or restoration / mod for the E30. We're going subframe, steering, suspension, brakes, all that stuff will be first, and we're just gonna go literal bottom to top on this build. So there's lots to do, but it is a start. Nevertheless, I am excited for it, and hopefully you guys are too. A partial reason for me selling the drift car was just not really having enough time, money, or patience for more than one old BMW. You know, I part them out, but that's a different story. When it comes to personal stuff, I want to focus my efforts on the E30, and selling that car is going to allow me to focus more on that car. So it's bittersweet. I already miss it, but I know that the new owner is going to enjoy it. So that at least makes me happy. And it's always exciting to get something new. My fleet of personal vehicles had not changed in like 2 years. So now we're mixing it up, adding a 4Runner and hopefully adding a E92 M3 or something similar in the near future. But I am going to put the camera down, got some stuff to do. I'll let you know the outcome of what happens here. But this is kind of just a general update video. I know there wasn't much, but yeah, just want to update you guys on what all has been happening at the shop. All right, deal number 3 for the day is done. Car is sold, so that's out of here. No more blue E36. They came and picked it up, trailered it back. I was not gonna let that car go without a trailer. You guys saw how rough it was, and I made that abundantly clear in the ad. I just wanted somebody to buy it that knew how rough it was, and they seemed like they're ready to take on that project. I was about to cut it up and part it out, but I'm glad that someone's gonna hopefully drift it, and it will be repurposed and reused. But with that said, got an empty bay, 2 less E36s, 1 more, or a 4Runner in the fleet now. So it's really windy and storming outside. I'm gonna head home, shut the shop down, and I don't know, this might be the end of the video. I have no idea, but catch up with you guys in a bit.